Hello everybody, RainbowRedPanda here. It's been a while since I've done a video, and it's been even longer since I've gotten any new comics. I'm trying to figure out for the new year what I want to do with this channel. I do want to get back into making comic videos. I'm not sure in what scale yet, if I'll do like a new haul video or just like random things. One thing that I have sort of started doing, and I might start doing it on YouTube, I started a Periscope channel, and one of the things that I've been sort of doing with it and want to do with it is there are a lot of places in New York that are featured in various Marvel movies and other superhero movies, as well as the Netflix series like Daredevil and Jessica Jones. Like all of those are shot in New York. Jessica Jones is the one that rings out the most for me. It was sort of all shot really close to where I live, or in places that I have contact with on a daily basis. So it's really cool for me to go and watch that series because of that. So like this morning on Periscope, I was in Union Square, which is one of the places where Kilgrave, whenever they first shoot the fentanyl into him, that's like where they take him down, and I'm in that area at least twice a week, and it was really cool. So I sort of did a little mini Periscope thing there. So if you guys want to follow me on Periscope, I'm at RainbowRedPanda. Not a lot of people that I know here use Periscope, but I know it is sort of a growing thing, so I wanted to get familiar with it because I think it could be kind of cool. It reminds me of a combination between like YouTube, Twitch, and Snapchat. Sort of how it works, at least from the couple videos that I've made so far. It's like a live stream, but it's only good for 24 hours. So like the video that I made today, tomorrow morning will be deleted. As far as I know, it'll be deleted forever. They do have apps that you can like record the videos and stuff on, but I'm fine with the video going away. I do in the future hope to make sort of the similar kind of thing for my YouTube channel. However, like with Periscope, it automatically does all the uploading and everything for me. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do any editing. I don't have to do anything. Whereas if I was doing it on YouTube, I would have to like take the video and then either like upload it on my phone or bring it home and do stuff like that with it. And I sort of just like that it's out there. So I will in time hopefully have that kind of content on this channel. But for now, what I kind of want to do is I always used to get a bunch of requests for wrestling videos, and I want to try and get more of those in. So what I'm going to try and do now is I don't know how often I'll do these videos, if it'll be like once a week or more. Eventually I might run out of content, but for now what I want to do is sort of every week go through like just different wrestling stories that I have. I haven't been to a ton of live events. Like I didn't go do my first wrestling live event until I was 21. It was like my 21st birthday present to myself was taking myself to a live taping of SmackDown, which turned into be two tapings because they like did 2 weeks in a row for whatever reason. I had front row seats. It was amazing. I'll get into those stories later. But yeah, just like different wrestling experiences I have, whether it's like memories from my childhood or whatever. And the first one I wanted to start with was sort of my first experience with wrestling. I was born at 7:03 on a Saturday. And at that time when I was born, wrestling was on Saturday nights. There was Saturday morning and there was Saturday evening wrestling. It was amazing. So I was born, and at 7:03 the wrestling program started at 7. So like my dad was watching wrestling in the hospital room that I was born in. So like 3 minutes into this thing, I was bored, and then I like laid there or whatever. I probably slept, but I was still like instantly exposed to this wrestling culture. And through the years, I've sort of always wondered, like, what was it that I was watching? Like, what did like newborn Panda see? And I looked it up a couple of years ago, and with technology you can totally look up and see what was on television those nights. So I totally have what was on. It was a show called WWF Superstars of Wrestling. So I started watching wrestling as a WWF. At that point, there was still, NWA was still being broadcasted. I don't know if it was being broadcasted in Illinois or where exactly it was broadcasted. But yeah, so my first exposure to wrestling was WWF Superstars of Wrestling, and the matches for that, the ones that I was most excited about were, there was a Rick Rude versus Ricky Steamboat, which was the first match. So that would have been my first taste. Like, that would have been the first wrestling match, that I would have seen, would have been the Rick Rude and Ricky Steamboat. So that's kind of really awesome, because those guys, like, Bobby Heenan was in Rick Rude's corner. Like, I kind of want to go and like find that match now and like rewatch it just to see if it was really awesome, because all three of those people are amazing and like wrestling icons. So other matches are like Jim Duggan and Brian Costello, which I watched Hacksaw get inducted into the Hall of Fame the year that he was inducted, and that was amazing. So that's really cool that like I was around then. And then Bam Bam Bigelow defeated Gino Carabello, which is really funny because as a child I was very scared of Bam Bam Bigelow. Something about, his head that had like all the tattoos and just it wasn't like as terrified, like I didn't have nightmares and stuff about him, but like definitely if I would have been going to live events at that time, I definitely would have been like hiding behind something, like if he got anywhere near me, because back then they did like interviews sort of around the fans and stuff. It wasn't like all behind the stages like it is now. And they did some interviews where he was sort of like around the fans, and if I would have been like a little kid around him, I would have been really scared, especially like the times whenever he was with Luna, because Luna was also terrifying. That voice, like that hoarse, crazy, like I was always convinced that she was like part snake. But both of them together, him on his own, like it was, yeah. But at the same time, like I was really sad whenever he passed a few years ago. That was really sad. So it's kind of cool that the guys that are on this roster are guys that I'm familiar with. Like I know like all of those matches, like I know all of those people. So that's really cool that I was born in watching some good quality matches, like right from the start. So that's really awesome. So that's my first taste of wrestling. Obviously, I don't remember watching it because I was literally like seconds old. But feel free to comment in the comment section, like what your first taste of wrestling, or like what got you into it. I started by watching this, and then watching all the other programs with my parents. And well, mainly my dad. My mom hated it, but we only had one television in the house, so it's sort of like she had to be around it. But wrestling for me wasn't only just wrestling entertainment, but I got involved in a lot of other television shows based on what came on before wrestling started and what came on after wrestling ended. Like a lot of cartoons like Captain Planet I loved because it was on right before WCW on Saturdays. Like the Highlander was on after Raw every week. A lot of Star Trek was on after wrestling, and I always thought that was really awesome. Like a lot of these TV shows I wouldn't have necessarily ever watched except for like it was on after wrestling, and I was too lazy to like get up and change the channel, because that was back in the day whenever you had to like get up and you didn't have a remote. So besides the actual physical aspect of wrestling, like it gave me so many other, it opened my eyes to like so many other things. So I have a lot to owe for. I owe it a lot. So I really like making these videos. I like telling stories. So yeah, this one was just like, I guess, what started my wrestling fanness. Let me know if there's any specific like questions that you have, or any specific stories. I have some, eventually I'll get into like how I had breakfast with certain ones, and like all the different events that I've been to and stuff. Which once again is not a ton, but I feel like I made up for a lot in the last few years since I've been attending events. So yeah, I really like making these videos, and as long as you guys want to hear about wrestling, I will keep telling you about them. Growing up, I didn't really talk about it at all, because even the people that I knew that liked wrestling, like once they found out that me, a female, liked it, I got made fun of. Didn't matter if they liked it, like I wasn't supposed to. So it wasn't something that I ever really got to talk about. So I guess now is my time. Apparently people want to hear about it, so there we go. So I will see you guys next week for another installment of Panda Talks About Stuff. So, bye guys.